Guts. This is Olivia Rodrigo's second album called Guts, released just last month, which would be 2023 September. And the neighbors weren't given the memo to put their damn dogs inside during the recording, so we'll just go with it. This album came to my attention mainly because of a review on Pitchfork, my go-to music website, which gave it an extraordinarily high rating of 8 out of 10. This is the kind of publication that'll say all positive things about an album and then give it a 7.5. So this is a very high rating, and they also, Pitchfork has a weekly podcast that I listen to, and the author of this review, Kat, along with two other Pitchfork contributors, spent about 40 minutes talking about this album. It's a great album. It's a pop-punk album, mainly, I would say, and the artist I think of most immediately when I hear most of its songs would be Avril Lavigne. But there's plenty of other influences on here too. Among others, Courtney Love in Hole, Elastica, I would say in the quieter moments, Tori Amos and Lana Del Rey are strong influences. Olivia Rodrigo, it turns out, was someone who emerged through the Disney entertainment ecosystem. I didn't know any of this until about 2 weeks ago when I got this album, but she was on TV for a while in a series part of the High School Musical franchise, and then also something called Bizaardvark, which I guess I should check out because of the name. But a child star like so many others. Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake were from the Disney system, and child stars going way back to Judy Garland and many others have always been a part of the pop landscape. So Olivia's 20 this year. It's her second album, and I knew her just from one song from her first album, probably the best known one, well, the one that's known to me, and it was called Driver's License. Kind of a ballad, very heavy on drama, as befits an actress, I think, and a singer, and someone who writes her own songs too. There's a whole lot of drama in her songs. So Driver's License was a song about getting your driver's license and driving past your ex's house to see what's up. I didn't know it from her version. I knew it from Jury here of Rocket Punch, a K-pop group. She covered it, and I really liked it, despite the questionable pronunciation choices. Jury is from Japan, so English not her first language, or I think her second. And Jury looks younger here than she is. She turns 26 in 2 days, a fact which I also found out just tonight because I wanted to know how old she was. So she'll be 26 in 2 days, oldest member of Rocket Punch. And this is from their latest album called Boom, also released last month. So I'm going to link to Jury's version of Driver's License alongside Olivia's. So if you're interested, you can look at the introduction to my video and check out the differences. Their singing styles, aside from pronunciation, are very, very similar pitch to their voices. And just interesting song about a quasi-teenage girl stalker. I also got this album because it came in this beautiful colored vinyl version, this light-colored lilac. I'm a big fan of colored vinyl and picture discs, so when I found out that this existed, I decided I wanted to have it in my collection as well. But I'm glad I listened to the music too. I do like it a lot. I don't know if I'll listen to it forever, but listened to it a few times the last few weeks, and it's got a lot of strong energy, a lot of pop punk energy. Very funny. She writes some really funny lyrics, especially there's this song called Bad Idea, Right? Song number 2. The lyrics are hilarious. The video is hilarious. I'm going to post a link to that one too in my introduction to this. And just shows a real, I hate to call it bratty, but that sort of sense of humor runs through a lot of these songs. Bad Idea, Right? Is about hooking up with an ex even though she knows it's a bad idea and that she knows she'll have to lie to her friends, and the guy's a scumbag anyway. She also makes very liberal and effective use of the F word throughout a lot of these songs, including Bad Idea, Right? It's a great couple of moments where all the music just stops and she says, "Fuck it, I'll be fine," and then goes ahead. The song All American Bitch, just the title alone reminded me immediately of Lana Del Rey's A&W from her album this year. And that stands for American Whore. So songs about the image that people see and make judgments about. Vampires, an amazingly dramatic power ballad about heartbreak. This is where the Tori Amos comparison is most apt, I think. Lacey too, that's a slow song. All these songs have lyrics which I guess could be called confessional, but I never liked that label. It seems like it's just a diary that we're listening to. It doesn't give credit to artistry and being able to make stuff up. So a really enjoyable listen all the way through. I recommend it, especially if you're into pop punk of any type, Avril Lavigne being the chief model, but other groups, even male-fronted groups like Sum 41 and My Chemical Romance. Not that this is a throwback album by any means, but it's got a lot of rewards. In fact, the podcast that I mentioned in Pitchfork is talks a lot about the different generations of listeners, because I think that there's 2 people in their 30s and 1 in her 20s that are talking, and they have different musical references. So the oldest guy, he thinks that he hears bands like L7. What else did he say? Sneaker Pimps, going that far back. Some relatively more recent references might be Kelly Clarkson in her more rocking moments. But in any event, Olivia Rodrigo, someone who I'm glad I found out about. Look forward to hearing more from her. I checked out her Instagram, and as soon as I dial it up here on the machine, I can show you. This is from last week. She's doing, of course, promotion for this album, and last week went to Tokyo, and there she is. And then her most recent post, just from 2 days ago, that's her that's her and Sheryl Crow laughing it up. And I guess this would be a video from a performance they did together. I have to look that up and find out more about it. So she's out there and doing her thing. And then that leads me into kind of the second half of what I wanted to talk about in this video. And that is Yena. This is Yena's latest release called Hate XX. And the title of the song, the single from this, is called Hate Rodrigo. And that is Olivia Rodrigo she's talking about. So let me back up a second and give some context. So Yena is a K-pop artist, was in a 12-member group called IZ*ONE. And this was IZ*ONE's last release from, I think, 2021-ish or 2022. This group only lasted 2.5 years. It was formed on a television survival type show where people were voted off week by week, and the top 12 got in the group. And so here's Yena here on the end. And there's a closer up version of her. So Yena, after Eyes One broke up, went on her solo career and has released several songs and albums since then. But this, as I said, is her latest one. This came out, I think, in June. And Hate Rodrigo. So what this song is about how the speaker of the song, which I guess is Yena, or a character closely related to her, how she is not jealous, how she wants to be like Olivia Rodrigo, but is not cool enough. But, as you can imagine, just the title of Hate Rodrigo attracted a lot of attention, most of it negative, because, I mean, how dare anyone spew hate about a young, female pop artist like Olivia Rodrigo. Olivia's 20 this year, Yena is 24. The song, unfortunately, the English title, it also includes the word hate, which is such a strong word. And when combined with the widespread and unfortunate phenomenon of hate on the internet, there's a lot of hate out there, a lot of anti-fans, both in K-pop and otherwise. And so it's an ugly byproduct of fame. And it seemed like Yena's, her company, the people behind all this, were sort of stoking that or taking advantage of it. The lyrics here, some are in Korean, some English, but you can see enough in English where she says things like, "Oh my God, you're my star. I'm not jealousy, Rodrigo." Jealousy, Jealousy is a song from Olivia's first album, Sour. And then also later on down here, she has the English line, "Good for Me," which is a reference to "Good for You," another song from Olivia's first album. It's enough English here, I guess, to understand when she says things like, "You're my star." She's acknowledging Olivia's supremacy, I guess. Love this song, "Good for Me." She loves her music. Yena herself has got a lot of pop punk sounds since she's gone solo. Eyes One was more of a dance pop EDM type group, but Yena's solo work has been a little bit more edgy, a little more rock sounds, and you can see that from her looks too. Kind of heavy on the eyeliner and whatnot. The video for Hate Rodrigo was banned from YouTube because it included copyright violations, some imagery of Olivia Rodrigo that was not agreed upon or paid for, more specifically. So the video had to be taken down and then reshot. A link to the video, that'll be the fourth one in my introduction, but you won't see what I think is one of the more objectionable scenes that had to be cut, which right here seems like a still. A lot of these pictures would be stills from the video or taken on set. And so there's Yena in a bedroom set, and there's clearly Olivia Rodrigo's first album, Sour, right there. And then also, back in the back of this photo book, there's a kind of a wider angle of the same set, a little bit smaller though, but you can see there's the album, there's posters of Olivia here, a lot of other imagery. So all that had to be cut out. So it wasn't really the fact that the song was called Hate Rodrigo that that Olivia's company objected to, and the lawyers, but it was the use of imagery without permission. Yena herself has said the same thing I just did, that this was not a diss track, not meant to put Olivia down by any means, but rather to acknowledge how cool she is and how Yena wishes she was like her. Nevertheless, I think its song is still widely misunderstood and may not have been a great choice for all involved. I did look in my research for any word from Olivia herself on this and couldn't really find any. I like to think she's okay with it all, though. Seems like that kind of girl. I do love this album cover, for nothing else but the little twinkle in Yena's eye here, and this thing that comes up. Okay, so that was my discussion of two female pop artists. They really do occupy the same pop world, even though one's Western and one's Korean. There's a lot of interplay, or at least in this case, one way between Yena and Olivia. I did forget to mention, too, I wanted to point out that Hate Rodrigo is an okay song, not one of Yena's best. In fact, this song, Wicked Love, is more of an R&B type jam, which I think is much better. But Hate Rodrigo does feature Oogie, that is, from G-Idol, seen here. That's my favorite member of G-Idol, and it's a shame that she was involved in this. The song seems to have not really been very successful, possibly because of the quasi-controversy and possibly just because it's really not that great a song. But not for the lack of talent involved. All right, so I guess I was talking about 3. No, I'll make it 4. Where's Jury? I'm talking about 4 of the members of the pop universe that I'm listening to these days. Okay, hope you enjoyed that, and thanks for watching, listening, and I will be back soon.